Hi, this is Jeff Hicks. Today I want to talk about some ways that you can put your hard drive on a diet. There may be times, especially on older computers, where you are running low on disk space, but you can't immediately fix the situation permanently, say with the new hard drive. So instead you need to come up with ways to kind of give yourself some breathing room. Let me show you a couple of PowerShell ways of things that you can do to help with that. One thing we can do is compress files. Now when you do the disk cleanup wizard, there's an option to compress old files. That compresses everything, and some files just aren't very compressible. Instead, what we want is a way to compress specific files that meet some criteria, and certainly maybe just in a particular folder. So I have a tool here. It's a PowerShell script. It's actually a WinForms script that I'm going to run called compress file extension.ps1. This works pretty simply using WMI. I'm going to put in the path that I want to query. So I'm going to search all the folders in the work directory. Now I'm going to specify a set of files here. I'm going to look for text files and HTML files, XML files, Word docs, and spreadsheets. You can also add other criteria. I'm going to set this to only find files or compress files that are greater than 1 KB in size. I'm going to search. I'm going to do a quick test and just do list only. I'll click compress. I get a little warning. It's not really going to compress it. List only will just show me what it would have done. So the query is running. And now if I want, I can look and review. Okay, those files look good. I can take off list only. And if I click compress again, and if I click yes, it will go ahead and compress all those files. For the sake of my demonstration, I'm not going to do that. So that's one way. Not necessarily going to save a ton of space, but every little bit helps. Another thing you might do is clear out old files, especially things in the temp folder. So I have a script here. I'm going to .source it to put it back in my session here called remove file.ps1. This creates a function called remove file, which allows you to specify files or folders based on a cutoff age. The default folder is the temp folder, so if I do remove file, and this does support what if, I'm going to do dash what if I had let it to, it would remove all those files which have been created older than when this computer started up. That could be quite useful. As you can see, my temp folder doesn't have a lot. I could clear up 1 megabyte, but you could also pipe in other files. So let's say instead of compressing files, I wanted to delete some files from that work folder and the temp folder. I'm going to pipe this to remove file. I want to recurse. I want to search all hidden files. I want to force the removal, and I want my cutoff date to be, I want to find all files that are older than May 1st of 2011. And again, I'm just going to do what if just for demonstration purposes. Alright, so if I had run that command without what if, I would have recovered, in this case, just 22 megabytes. But as you can see, you could expand that to the entire hard drive or a user's folder. Certainly, the longer and bigger the space, the more time it will take, so you have to wait for that to run. So that's some quick peeks. I've got more information in the accompanying article. There is also a link to a zip file that has these scripts and a few other goodies, so I hope you'll take some time to take a look at that. Thank you very much for your time today.